Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Adventures in Osaka. Today is Sunday, the day I am hopefully going to record these videos from now on. I'm just going to shift the camera a little bit. There we go. To get some regularity into my schedule because it seems like Sunday will be my free day once the school year or school semester really starts going in force. So, from now on, videos on Sunday, hopefully. So I hope to split the videos into two parts, the first of which is going to be the things I've done over the past few days, and then the second part is going to be reactions to things that I have noticed. Not necessarily like, oh my god, this is so weird, but like this is, different from something back home. So first part, on Friday, so 2 days ago, I had my orientation, learned pretty much how the school is going to go, took a tour, met my buddy student whose name I will withhold. Pretty much I'll withhold names from most of these videos, just for the sake of everybody's privacy, unless I've obtained their permission to talk about them in the videos. But, so it was pretty fun, figured out where everything was, and funny thing, the mascot of my school is actually the Phoenix, which is the same as UWGB, so that's amusing to me. It's the same. His name is Phoenix. So, I don't know, I just thought it was cute. And after the tour, we had to go to the government office to get our residency figured out because only when you're an official resident can you be enrolled in the national health insurance, and everybody has to be enrolled in the national health insurance, including international students. So I also had to do that, but the nice thing with that is if I do have to go to the hospital for whatever reason, the government pays for 70% of it and I only pay for 30%. So, and ultimately the premiums that I do have to pay, I will get bills for that every month and I have to pay that. They ultimately aren't that expensive, so I'll be fine. And then after that, I wasn't really confident that I'd be able to get back to the station on my own, so I initially asked the person I was with, can I go with you? But then I decided to go back to the apartment with the Chinese students who live in the apartment with us because this building has a lot of international students in it. And we decided to go to the supermarket first to get some groceries and stuff, and then go back to the apartment. And we initially got on the wrong train, but the nice thing about the Japanese train system is that your ticket pays for you to get in the train station and then out the train station at your destination. So if you do get mixed up, like we did, you can just like get off the train right away and get on the train going the other direction right away and not have to pay extra, because as long as you haven't left the train station. So that was nice. And then the day after that, yesterday, we had our placement test, which was the first placement test out of two. The first of which is grammar, and then the second one, which I'll be taking tomorrow on Monday, is knowledge of hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And the combination of those two tests will tell the teachers where to put the different students, where to put me, based on your skill level of Japanese. So how much more do you need to learn? So I don't think I did very well, but that's okay. I never pretended to be an expert in Japanese. And then after the placement test, we had a lot of free time, so one of the students that was here earlier last semester decided to come show us around in Osaka, and we decided to go to Sumiyoshi Taisha Shrine in like the bigger center of Osaka because we're kind of in a smaller municipality out here. And Sumiyoshi Taisha is very beautiful. It's one of the biggest shrines in Osaka. And I took a bunch of pictures, most of which you've already seen. Hopefully, if you haven't had them sent to you and are kind of annoyed, let me know. I will email them to you if you would really like to see them. And then we went and wandered around in the park, and we saw an oba-san, an older lady, feeding some of the cranes. And Japanese cranes are kind of small compared to sandhill cranes back home. They're still pretty big birds, but just like in comparison, and they're much more elegant. But they have no fear of humanity, probably because the old lady was feeding them, which is fine. But yeah, the park was very beautiful. The shrine was even more beautiful, and so yeah, went to the park, and then we decided to go into the center of Osaka to meet my international student, or my Japanese student buddy, and we wanted to go eat somewhere, and we got a little lost because she's actually not from Osaka. She's from a different city in Japan. So she she thought she knew where she was going, but she was like, you know what? I actually have no idea. So we just figured out somewhere else to go, and then we decided to go have tonkatsu, which is pork cutlet, fried pork cutlet. If anybody who has watched Yuri on Ice knows of katsudon, that's related to tonkatsu, but it's kind of a fusion dish where it's like part tonkatsu, the pork cutlet, and then it's part like donburi, which is any kind of meal that is complete in a bowl. So katsudon is tonkatsu plus donburi. And so we had tonkatsu, and it was very good, and I took forever to eat like usual, so everyone was done with their dinner and were just waiting for me to finish. But whenever I eat new foods, I like to kind of partake of the whole experience. Like, I want to eat everything. I don't want to leave something untouched, but that means that I do take forever to eat. But we could have stayed in Osaka Center and gone shopping, but by then we were really tired. We'd taken a lot of trains just to explore as much as we did. Although the train system isn't super expensive, we spent a lot of time on the train, and altogether it was only like $10, about 1,000 yen altogether for the train trips, so not that expensive. And then we just decided to come home. I tried to study a little bit, and it didn't really work. There was a lot of lit up things in the main Osaka area, but I didn't really stop to take pictures because everything was so crowded. There's just a lot of people in Osaka that I didn't want to lose my group. Otherwise, I would have been stuck, and that would not have been good. So we're okay. We went back. We're fine. And then, today is kind of my off day. I'm going to be studying my kanji for tomorrow's test. So for the second half of this video, kind of reactions to things I've noticed over the past few days. Number one, there are a lot of crows everywhere. That doesn't sound like something to react to. I mean, crows live in every city. But I mean, even in comparison to seagulls or pigeons, which you also think of seeing in every city all the time, everywhere. But I did not see any seagulls or any pigeons while I was here. We saw 2 when we were in the big part of Osaka, and I was just like, oh my god, it's a pigeon instead of a crow. So the crows are everywhere. There's so many of them. Not that that's a bad thing, just an observation. There's just a bunch of crows everywhere. And they sound slightly different from American crows. I don't know how to explain it. You think a crow is a crow, but they do sound different, which, they're different species. And the, also vending machines. Vending machines are everywhere, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. And, vending machines are in a lot of American cities too, but I mean, you can't go anywhere and not have a vending machine somewhere within sight of you of some kind or another. Like, there are vending machines that sell ice cream, there are vending machines that sell like heated and cold drinks, and I don't mean just like in a can. I mean, though they have those too, but like you can go to one and just like make your order and pay with your yen, and then it'll pour some of this hot drink into the styrofoam cup for you, which we did when we went to the park. I didn't. One of the students I was with did. And so that's kind of cool. But yeah, vending machines are everywhere. The bath is a little bit different because in Japan, it's kind of a cultural thing. The bath isn't necessarily a place to get clean. It's a place to relax. So you're actually supposed to kind of like clean yourself outside the bath and um, wash your hair, wash your skin, and then you get in the bath to relax. It's kind of dirty to get in the bath without washing, so there's actually a drain in the floor right outside the bathtub because of that. So I have that in my bathroom, and so what are some other things? Oh, in Japan, or in Osaka, I think in Japan in general, but in Osaka, you actually have to get a bike license to ride a bicycle, and I don't mean like a motorcycle, I mean like a bike. But it makes sense because since a lot of people don't own cars, and most things are like pretty close by, a lot of people like to ride their bike. So it can cause traffic incidences if people aren't careful. So there's licenses, and that makes sense. So that's just something kind of different to think about. And then there's also my school. My school has a lot of men in it compared to UWGB, which is like, I don't know the percentage anymore, but very highly proportionally female. But yeah, we went to the cafeteria, and I was just like, there are a lot of boys here. And she's like, yeah, there are a lot of boys in the school. Oh. But it's okay. And another thing I've observed, I remember watching a couple of videos that said in Japan, wearing a backpack is kind of frowned upon. And I don't know if that was like universal, because when I was, just wandering around Osaka, I saw a lot of people wearing backpacks. I think it's just like kind of rude to wear like a really big full one, because you could like turn around and smack somebody. But a lot of people wear like smaller backpacks, or backpacks that aren't like really, really big. And I'm not talking like international students, I'm talking like Japanese people. So I don't think it's quite as much of a thing. So those are kind of my observations, some things I'm excited for coming up. The school is hosting a lot of events, like we'll be going on trips to places to experience the area. Eventually, me and some of the other students hope to take a day trip to explore Kyoto and see some of the more scenic things there. One of the things the school is doing is hopefully we'll be able to go see some mall. The thing is, last year it was very popular, so they weren't able to get tickets, but I'm really, really hoping that we can go see some mall, and because that seems really exciting. And then our landlord is so nice. He's so nice. It's actually arranged in April for the girls, because at this apartment, all of the residents, all of the tenants are girls. It's a rule, no boys allowed, which is fine. That we're all going to try on kimono, and it's scheduled and all arranged, and I'm just blown away that I'm really excited for it, just to try it. I will do my best to be respectful and not like freak out, but I am very excited, and I'm really happy that he does that, that he did that. And he also like provided so much in this apartment for like really cheap. Like rent here is only like $300, which is like cheap even back at home, and is also very cheap here. But I'm very happy that is happening, and I'm happy to live here. So yeah, that concludes this episode of Adventures in Osaka, and I hope to see you all next Sunday.